Hello there, woven web enthusiasts. Today we have a case from the courts in which truth is stranger than fiction. Over a period of 15 years, a man pursues the ex-wife, ex-fiance, and finally the current wife of another man. He sleeps with 2 of the 3 women. Why'd he do it, and why did he go to the effort to pursue these 3 women in particular over such a long period of time? This case comes from the New Mexico Court of Appeals and is Padwa v. Hadley. Padwa was first divorced from his first wife in New York City in 1966. In 1971, he moved away from New York to Santa Fe because of the sorrowful nature of the divorce. While in Santa Fe, he met Hadley, and they became casual friends. Padwa subsequently met another woman, his wife, and the couple married in 1973. In 1981, Padwa went to New York on business, and Hadley invited himself along on the trip and shared Padwa's hotel room. While in New York, Hadley began asking Padwa intrusive questions about his prior marriage, which revealed a prurient interest in Padwa's private life and in his former wife. Padwa was deeply offended and told Hadley so. Padwa was still sensitive about his divorce and remained involved with his former wife because they had a daughter together. According to Padwa, he made clear to Hadley that any intrusion into the privacy of his relationship with his former wife would be extremely painful, especially considering their daughter. Later that night, Padwa returned to his hotel room close to midnight and discovered that Hadley had left a note telling Padwa that he had gone over to Padwa's ex-wife's house. Hadley returned at approximately 2:15 in the morning, and Padwa was incensed at Hadley's callousness and ended his friendship immediately. For the next 4 or 5 years, Hadley sought unsuccessfully to resume a friendly discourse with Padwa, but Padwa wanted nothing to do with him and told him repeatedly how disgusted he was at Hadley's behavior, how much he had hurt him, and that he wanted Hadley to stay away from him and his family. Years later, in 1994, Hadley telephoned Padwa at his home in Santa Fe, and in a conciliatory gesture, Padwa invited him over to his house to let bygones be bygones. Padwa then described to Hadley how he had become separated from his ex-wife, how he had then become engaged to another woman, ex-fiance, and how he had ended the engagement for the sake of reclaiming his marriage, and finally, that he and his wife were together again and fully reconciled for nearly a year. He also explained to Hadley that he continued to have a warm and platonic friendship with his ex-fiancée. Within days of this conversation, Hadley initiated a sexual relationship with Padwa's wife. A few months later, Hadley sought out Padwa's ex-fiancée and began a sexual relationship with her as well. Hadley told the ex-fiancée about his affair with Padwa's wife, and eventually the ex-fiancée told Padwa. Padwa was stunned and emotionally devastated by the information. He proceeded to divorce his wife. Padwa was outraged at Hadley's invasion of his private life. As Padwa saw it, Hadley was a sexual predator. Hadley had been told not to become involved with these women, and yet he had done so purposely, intentionally, and with full knowledge of the severe emotional injury that would follow. Padwa then filed suit against Hadley claiming damages. The lower court dismissed the case, and this appeals court affirmed the ruling. And as for me here at Woven Webs, why does a man pursue these 3 women in particular? Is it the mere nature of man in his truest form? Hadley had the looks and the charm to seduce these women, so he did, and I get that component. But we don't have all the facts. Regardless, this is an interesting story indeed. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments. I appreciate you listening, and if you're enjoying the channel, hit that subscribe button. It certainly helps us out.